Hi, my name is Steve, and I'm the lead developer for the Blue Squid X acquisition platform. This is going to be the first of a 3-video series wherein we're going to deal with global contract templates. In this first video, we're going to cover the first 3 items right here in this overview. And then in the second video, we'll cover this item number 4. And in the third and final video, we'll cover the actual usage of those templates. I'll point out that we're on the Contract Manager page. We can get to the Contract Manager page by clicking on the little gear icon or config icon over here and selecting the contract templates. And that will take us to this page. Now, I have deleted all of my templates. I've deleted everything so that this is what it looks like for a brand new user first logging into the system. Over here on the right, I have the markets I'm entitled to have access to or licensed for, and there's a couple of inputs over here for creating for the first step of the process, which if we look over here, we see the very first thing that we need to do is create a background image folder. I'll also point out that you can click on each one of these items and get a little bit of additional context on this step of the process. So step 1 is create a new background image folder. So I'm going to come over here to my market, and I'm going to select this first drop down input, and I'm going to select a document type. And for this tutorial, I just want to do a 1-page document. We don't want to get too fancy here. We just want to demonstrate the process. And I'm going to give this a name. I'm just going to call it addendum folder. Not because I think that is a great naming convention. I actually think that the best naming convention would be to name this folder with the revision date of the document, because it'll make it easier down the road to be able to identify which documents are in which folders without actually viewing the document. So you can see now here I've got an empty folder, and the reason that I know it's empty is because the option that it's giving me is to choose a file. I'm gonna, for comparison's sake, HOA folder, I'm gonna create a second folder. Oops, if I can click submit. I'm going to create a second folder so that we can do a side-by-side of what these look like after we've put a document inside one of these folders. So I've got an addendum folder and an HOA folder. The system recognizes that there's not a document in there, so the option that it gives us is to put a document in there. So let's do that. Let's click on Choose File. Let's choose an addendum, and let's upload that addendum. And the system is going to take that PDF and it's going to convert it into the type of images that we need to put in the background of these documents. So now we can see in this first addendum folder, rather than having a choose file option, it's telling me that there's something in there, and I can click on that link and I can see what actually is in that folder. And now it's giving me the option to create a template from that document. So I'm gonna create. Well, let me point out now that we just completed step 2, which is we uploaded our PDF source document. I'm going to upload a PDF or a HOA addendum here. Let's see if I can. I'm going to upload the. That'll take a second. So that's the first 2 steps. We create a folder to hold a blank document, and then we upload our source documents into those folders. And you can see now that I've got a 1-page document in the addendum folder. I've got a 3-page document in my HOA folder. I'm going to actually use a HOA template here first. And we'll just call this our, let's call it HOA addendum, because that's what it is. And I'm going to click on Create Template here. Now, as soon as I do that, it's going to forward me to the template editor. Well, I don't want to go to the template editor just yet. So we'll go to the template editor, but I'm going to just come right back to this page because I want to show you how as soon as we create that template that it's going to show up over here on this left side. So we look over here right now, there are no templates. So let me create the template. We'll just ignore this and we'll go back to our template manager, and we see now we have a document over here on the left. We named it HOA Addendum. That's the name of our document, and it's in our Arizona market. It's an HOA Addendum document type, and remember that is this the first piece of that is this contract type, comes from this contract type drop down. And then it's in a folder of HOA folders. So you can imagine as time goes on, as there's an update to this document, let's say if this was a document that was done in 2016 and there's a revision in 2018, that we might want to have kind of a revision date right here to tell us, so that we can tell which, what the newest document is. So, so this is the third step of the process, which we just did, which is create a new blank template. That's what we have right here. It's a blank template. I can go to the template editor by either clicking the HOA Addendum, the hyperlink right here, or the little pencil icon. Either one of those icons will take us to the editor, but that's what we're going to do in the next videos. We're going to dive into this template editor, but for right now, that satisfies these first three items here on our to-do list. We've created an empty folder, we uploaded our source documents, and we created a blank template. Let's create one more blank template. We'll go to this addendum folder. We'll go here, we'll just call this addendum, create template. Again, it takes us to our editor, which we'll ignore, and we'll come back here, and now we see we've got two global contract templates that are ready for us to start working with. Okay, that'll take care of this video. Thanks for watching, and happy buying.